Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Six Figure Systems podcast. Today, we are going to be talking all about marketing. And the reason why marketing is such a hot topic for all of us entrepreneurs is it usually takes the most time. Now, if you are someone who is not a huge fan of marketing, doesn't love social media, welcome to the club. Same. I definitely was one of those people who really, if honestly, if I didn't have a business, I genuinely don't even know if I would have social media. So, if you are in that camp, welcome. You are in good company. And I want to teach you how to use social media in a way that you don't loathe so that you actually show up on social and utilize free marketing that is at your fingertips when you are growing and scaling your business. Now, like I mentioned in episode one, I used to be an elementary school teacher. So I do not have as I did not have the resources that some people have when building their businesses. And I invested everything that I could when I was building my business into trainings, into other coaching to help me get better. So utilizing free marketing, otherwise known as organic marketing, was absolutely my strategy as I was scaling my business and going forward. I literally pretty much had taken everything out of savings, closed some of my investments, had to borrow money and take out loans and utilize all business credit in order to build my business. So I wasn't willing to do things like ads at the beginning of my business because for me personally, I was like, I can't like guess around with ads. I needed to know something that I could do for free that worked. And for me, that was social media. So there are lots of different ways that you can market your business for free without having to. I did not spend any money in my first six-figure year and even into my second six-figure year. I did not spend any money on ads, and I want to teach you how to do the same. So, why is marketing when you are thinking about the free and organic marketing that you have such a pain? I want to tell you that there is a reason. When you're thinking about your marketing and it taking a long amount of time, there is a very good reason why your marketing takes a long time. If you think about your business as a company, I want you to start thinking about your solopreneurship, your service based online business as a startup company. If you think about a startup and if you think about any company, there are many different roles within that company that you are going to be filling. Now, when I first started my business, I thought I had the misconception that marketing was one job in the company, and it's not. That is the biggest misconception I see people make. And especially when we're talking about making more in less time using systems. When I was planning my time, I would write a post as one thing on my calendar. And that is wrong. Not wrong. It's just, I think that there's a better systematized way for you to do it that will help you to work smarter, not harder. So here's what happened in a big company. The role of marketing is probably one of the biggest jobs in your business specifically. It's because there are five different roles that are within the marketing role. If you are writing, do a post just on your calendar. The reason why that's not as effective as it could be is within that 60-minute time period that you're allotting for yourself, you aren't giving ample time for all of the different tasks that marketing has underneath it. There are five different roles within marketing, which is the CMO, the Chief Marketing Officer in a larger company. There is the content creator, the person who actually creates all the videos. There is a graphic designer who creates all of the fun little graphics. There is a copywriter who is helping to write the words underneath any piece of text. And then there's a person who actually posts, which might be the social media assistant. So if we think about you trying to do all of those roles in one short period of time, you are going to drive yourself crazy because you are having to switch different hats every single time that you market. So let's say you sit down and you have to write a post and you write it from 2 to 3. I want you to imagine that from at 2 o'clock, you're like, okay, what do I write this post about? And then you have to film something and make some sort of recording. Then you have to write out what that post was about. And then you have to go in and make sure that that you actually have a good graphic, and then you have to post it. 5 things in 1 hour. It's not going to work as effectively as you can. One of the things that I help my clients do is what I called content and copy batching. One of the reasons why I have all of my marketing, all 5 of those roles, every single month only takes at most 6 hours a month for me, a whole month. How could that be? One of the things that I do is instead of segmenting the tasks on my to-do list based on my, instead of segmenting the tasks on my to-do list based on the result post finish, I segment the tasks on my calendar and have systematized it so that I have tasks based on role and responsibility. Totally different way of thinking about things. So the way that I do my marketing is at the first Friday of the month or the last Friday of the month, depending, I will look and I have a marketing calendar. And I take a moment and I put my CMO hat on, and I put that hat on and I think about what are the topics that are going to drive my business forward? What is the core messaging that I want to convey for the entire month? I have a list of ideas. And in a future episode, I'll talk about how you can use the algorithm to better serve your business. But one of the things that I would love for you to do is I would like for you to start having a bank of ideas in one place, not the post-it note, not the journal beside your bed, not in a notes part of your phone. I would love for you to put it in one place. The place that I recommend for my clients is in a Google spreadsheet because it's free and it's awesome. And what I would love for you to do is create a list of topic ideas. Inspiration is going to hit at any time. For me, it was always like when I was watching and observing group coaching calls that I was on, I would just get downloads of ideas. I also would get a bunch of ideas in the shower. I would get ideas while I was driving. I would get ideas while walking the dog. You're going to get inspiration everywhere. But what you want to do is instead of just feeling that fleeting moment of inspiration and then not being able to replicate that later, I would love for you to have that inspiration hit and actually save that information somewhere. I've got a very raspy voice today because I was talking a lot this week and I coached many people during the week. So apologies if you heard me sipping some bubbly water, but that is fun for you. So moving on to after in that first Friday of the month, my system for content batching is what I call it, is the first thing I do is I take about 30 minutes and I take all of those ideas that I have and I put it into an order on my content calendar. It's also in a separate tab in my Google spreadsheet, and I have a way that I systematized it that makes sense for me. And again, I'll be discussing that in a later episode because I want you to have different ways that you structure your marketing. I want you to think about the posts that you're doing, and I want you to have topics that you speak to each week. Those topics are going to, yes, be pillars that we talked about with your six-figure offer. Those pillars are extremely important and they're going to help you to create search engine optimization or SEO wherever you are doing free marketing. This is extremely important because social media, even email marketing, blogs, things that you might be doing to market your business organically online, are using search engines. They are mimicking Google. They are going to be looking for people who are speaking about consistent topics to be leaders and to send and funnel profiles that fit the need description straight to them. So that is one of the most important things that you want to be doing is you want to consolidate all of your ideas. And instead of talking about a bunch of different topics a week, you want to focus on one core topic. So that's what the CMO does. That is the first thing that you're doing. And then in that first hour of my, or it's a 2 hour chunk, I take that 30 minutes. I'm the CMO and I plug and chug all the ideas that I have gathered and gleaned over the past couple months. From there, I switch hats entirely and I become the content creator. And currently, this is what I'm going to be doing very soon for my own business. And I have a pile of clothes over here. And within that lovely pile of clothes that I have, I am going to take the next hour and a half and I am going to change shirts and I'm going to look at the topics and I am going to figure out what I'm going to discuss each for each post that I have. It's super simple, but so many people like don't content batch like this, and it makes your life so much easier. If you are waiting around for inspiration, it's never going to strike. You're probably not going to feel like it, and you aren't going to create the consistency that you need to scale your business to 6 figures. One of the reasons why I created this marketing system is because I know that there is this thing called the rule of 90. So for every piece of output that you do, every piece of marketing that you do, you have to consistently take the same action for 90 days before you're actually going to see a result. So many times, for me included also, by the way, when I first started my business, I didn't realize how important this was. And I would post consistently and I would get all these posts done for like 2 weeks. Then I'd be really tired, or I would go on a trip, or there would be other things that would stop me from being consistent. And it was horrible. And I would maybe like have like, okay, it would be like one post here, two posts there. It was a mess. It was a total mess. And I do not want you guys to experience that too. It can be so frustrating. And even when no one is liking your posts, even when no one is doing things, you have to keep up the consistency in order to show up as like a 6 figure CEO. And you also want to make sure that you're creating that consistency that makes your 6 figure system your 6 figure business work. So that's the first thing. You're the CMO, you content batch. Then I take that same a little bit of time and I become the content creator. As the content creator of my business, this is where I will be able to look at the topics and I'll be able to speak to them. Now, there are two ways that you can do this. You can, as the content creator, you can do what I think a lot of people think that you should start with, which is try and record something really quickly and glean all of your information from all of your years of life, all of your certifications, the trainings, the groups, the anything that you've done, and try and record it in under 90 seconds. Let me tell you, friends, that's very difficult for many reasons. The first reason is it takes, on average, the average human, it is not an inherent skill to summarize. We have to think about our business and we have to think about all those years of expertise that you have. And to create quick videos in 90 seconds might not be an inherent strength of yours. I had to do my marketing for years in order to be able to crank out content like I do. You might need to take a little bit longer time. So, what you can do is you can record a long video and then you can use different pieces of technology to clip it into those 90-second clips. So that is what I would recommend for you is that after you become the CMO, you switch over to the content creator and you can either, first way, set up your system so that you do the 90-second content for all of the clips that you have, and or you do the longer form content and then you create short form content from the long form content. Long form content, I would define as anything over 90 seconds, short form content, anything under 90 seconds, and instant content is anywhere from 5 to 7 seconds. So within your business, you make the videos, and another opportunity could be using trending content. You'll see that primarily with Instagram, and you can just do things like where you point at different things. It's not for everybody, But if it does fit your personality for me, I'm very like joyful, pretty easygoing. I think that pointing to things is funny and fun. And so it does fit my brand and my personality. And you can decide whether that's a unique fit for you and your business. So that is what I do for the first content batching of the month. That is the marketing system that I have. I just do the role of the CMO and the content creator. From there, I then need to figure out a system for what I'm going to do for my marketing weekly. During that weekly time period, I take an hour and a half to, and it's really more like an hour. And then I take a look back at the content that I've created. And as you are existing, as you're working with people, as you're providing your service, what's going to happen is you're going to get blasts of inspiration. You're going to have ideas. And so I don't actually write my content until the Friday the week before. Again, based on your time, you might have to make a couple changes around this. And it's not like I do this perfectly every time. This is just a system to guide you into what would be amazing and awesome. But sometimes we still write content day of, and that's totally fine. However, when you are thinking about creating that system, if I would set aside an hour, and within that hour, I would make time to become the copywriter. I would take a look back at your content. I would look at the topics that you discussed and I would write the words or the copy that goes with the content that you've created. Now, an important thing that I do is I actually only record 3 videos a week. I have 3 different topics within the pillar. For instance, if I'm talking about marketing, I would have 3 different topics and one of them would be my personal story or to cold leads about marketing, about how I used to write 7 posts. For instance, I could do a post and the title would be like, um, work smarter, not harder. How I went from writing 7 different posts a week to writing 3 posts a week. That could be an example of my personal story because that's what happened. Then I would have another one, how to hack your Instagram for the algorithm. That would be the second topic. It is for warm leads and it is more of a how to, a sequencing kind of training. And then the last one would be a testimonial. So, testimonials, fun fact, 89% of people need to see a testimonial to buy. It is one of the most important things you can do to amplify your impact and really focus on bringing in more clients. And I'll actually include a testimonial link. If you guys will need a testimonial for your clients, I'll include a link for that in the show notes. But I just go through and I look at the 3 pieces that I have each week. And then for the stop overworking and under earning, I would write a big long post, like 10 to 15 sentences, sometimes more. And I would write all about how I would spend hours making my marketing, and it would be very long. It would be a long written form content. Now, when we're thinking about taking your content and repurposing it, I'm all about working smarter, not harder, hence why I have systems. And what I did is I went from taking that big, long piece of content and I'd repurpose it for the caption for my reel. If you look on my social media, I do post reel, post reel, post reel. And that big long piece of copy, I just take 3 sentences from like the 15 and I make it into my content for the reel. This is how you work smarter, not harder when you are marketing. It is so, so important. And then you repurpose things, and there are going to be people who are avid readers of what you write, and they're going to be consumers of the post and the large caption underneath that. They also might be a good fit for blogs. They also might be a good fit for your email, and they are going to dive into that bad boy. But there are also other people who are doing reels. There are people who are really into shorter form content. They want to see a quick snippet of what you teach. And when you look at things like Reels, YouTube Shorts, or even TikTok, what happens is the caption is so hard to see. They just need to see the headlines, the biggest, most important things that you have. So that's what I would recommend for you is write the copy and paste, and then have the caption for the reel, caption for the short form or for the long form post as well. So I do post reel, and feel free to look at my content. It's Megan Wing Coaching on Instagram, and you'll see every other post, it's the same exact thing. It's the same exact topic. I don't veer from that. And neither should you, because it actually helps the algorithm to know exactly what you speak about. So that, and it also makes your life so much easier. So that is what I would recommend as the copywriter. And then we switch hats to the graphic designer. And you will look at my graphics or the video editor. You might have to put text on video, and you'll see that my page is very clean. There is a very small amount of information, and it's super simple. But as you are thinking about your content, you want to make it clear, compelling, and something that is going to create enough intrigue for people to continue to follow you and opt into more. So that was what I would recommend for you as you are being the graphic designer. Keep it simple. No need to do the big there are differing opinions about the carousel posts, but I think that they take so long. I only have my people do a carousel post for their six-figure offer. Other than that, you are really just focusing on creating really valuable content that is quick, short, clear. From there, what do you do on the daily? That's where you just become the admin and you just post the scheduled content regularly. So those are the 5 roles that you will be playing in social media. You are going to make sure that by utilizing your calendar and creating a system around your marketing, where instead of having all the different tasks and the different results that you need to have done, if you are calendaring that, a way that you could be even more effective is by calendaring your tasks for marketing based on role, and you're going to get so much more done in way less time. So that is the six-figure system marketing technique. I can't wait to see you guys soon to hear more about the six-figure systems that can help you scale and grow.